Hello friends, my name is Siddharth Joshi, Assistant Professor LJ Institute of Physiotherapy, Ahmedabad. Today we will learn law of acceleration. It is the second law for the principles of motion. So there are mostly three laws, Newton's law, which are very useful to understand principles of motion. This topic is under biomedical physics first year, which is very useful in second year kinesiology, and after that when you working with the patient with the suspension, strengthening and other conditions, when you give some treatment, it all rules are very beneficial to yourself. So one should understand principle of motions also and principles of stability. This topic is one of the topic of principles of motion. There are three main rule in that. The second law, that is called Newton's second law, that is called law of acceleration. It is very easy law because you easily understand and learn in 9th standard and 10 plus 2 standard also. So let's start without wasting a time. Law of acceleration, one should very thorough with this. We can go very easily. The acceleration of an object is directly proportional to the force causing it, is in the direction as the force, and is inversely proportional to the mass of the object. It means A is proportional to F upon m. I want to repeat again. The acceleration of an object is directly proportional to the force causing it, is in the direction as the force, and is inversely proportional to the mass of the object. That is, A is proportional to F upon m. This law concerns acceleration and momentum and tells how the quantities of force, mass and acceleration are related. Now you are somewhat confused, but don't worry. In second slide you can easily understand what is law of acceleration. It is very easy law which one should easily understand. Law of acceleration. See, in this slide you can easily understand F is equal to A, F is equal to M. Whatever you force applied to that object, and mass is inversely proportional to that force also. Obviously when you kick or when you give a golf shot, the ball is very small, so mass is very less, so you can give very good amount of force acceleration. But when you same force you give to the truck, it is not possible that amount of movement. So one should understand what is that. Okay, a greater force is required to move or stop a heavy mass than a lighter one. Obviously F is proportional to M. When a muscle contracts, it shortens and produces the same amount of force as its proximal and distal attachments. Thus, either one or both segments may be moved. See, it is the classic example, anatomical example, that one should understand why this law are we are studying. It is not like that we are getting for marks we are studying, but when you work with the work studio, when you work with the fitness studio, when you work with the gym, that time you understand, okay, now I am applying the great second order lever or third order lever or second law of inertia or principles of stability. That time you understand this is very important. So let's again repeat. When a muscle contracts, it shortens and produces the same amount of force as its proximal and distal attachments. Thus, either one or both segments may be moved. When the mass is increased, as in walking with heavy boots. See, this is the example, classic example, when you give some devices to the patient. So it should not be that much heavy, but it should not be that much low also. So you should understand why we are giving this. Okay, so let's start slowly. When the mass is increased, as in walking with heavy boots or a cast on the leg, greater muscle force is needed to start and stop the leg swing. See, both. When you start also you need more muscle power, and when you stop also you need more muscle power. In patients with muscle weakness, one of the important consideration is to keep the mass of appliances as light as possible to reduce the muscle force requirement. Obviously, the devices which you are giving, the devices, the splint, the external appliances, the sticks, the walker, it should be very less weight so patient can easily move and patient without any difficulty he can manage that problem. Okay, so but it should not be that much light that it cannot take force of that patient. Means like if 90 kg patients is there and we use this law that okay, stick or walker should be very light. So when you use very lightweight walker and patient it using it, there are chances of fall or there are chances of breakdown of walker also. So with minimum, with you should manage that way that patient get proper support also and with the light weight which is required. So it is a mix one. Okay, so I want to again repeat. In patient with muscle weakness, one of the important consideration is to keep the mass of appliances as light as possible to reduce the muscle force requirement. Okay, so if you understand this law is very important. This law may be expressed is equal to F is equal to ma. Acceleration is rate of change of velocity, that means A is equal to V minus U upon T. So F is equal to M into V minus U upon T, or you can see you can say that Ft is equal to M in bracket V minus U. So Ft, the product of a force and the time over which a act is called impulse. So this way also you can explain this law. As the change in velocity of an object of given mass increases, so must the impulse increase proportionately. The impulse equation is usually written as Ft is equal to mv minus mu. The product of mass and velocity, that is in bracket mv or mu, is momentum. One should understand what is momentum, what is speed, what is mass, what is velocity, what is that all sit dy by dt, derivation, integration, you should be very clear with that. It is quantity of motion which when mass is constant may be increased or decreased by increase or decreasing velocity. So it is very easy method to understand law of inertia, that is law of Newton's law of second law. Okay, so thank you.